How's it going, guys? Wow, it's been a really long time since I've made a video. A lot has happened since the last time I uploaded a video, but I figured I got a lot going on right now, but it's actually pretty exciting stuff. I got a new project that's behind me here. My Jeep's been done for a long time. I haven't really showed an update or a finale video on what's been going on with that. So it's not really done, so I can't really give a finale, but I'm gonna be working on that for the rest of my life, doing upgrades and modifications. But I can show you where it's at right now. Then we can talk about what's next in the garage, because I got a pretty exciting build here. I cannot wait to... We've been started on it, but I really want to take it to the next step. So let me take you guys outside and show you what's going on with the Jeep. Alright, well there she is. Oh, I might as well start back here since I got to close this. So, some stuff that I've done to this thing. That is a Smitty built oversized tire carrier on top of a Smitty built rear bumper. Has a receiver, 2-inch receiver. It's got D-rings. I love the Smitty built products. They're really good, high quality. You can tell that they just fit perfectly. They're made of some strong steel, and like for example, this is a heavy tire, like really heavy tire. Watch this. You can open this up and you can just let it hang like right there with no issues. If you haven't seen my other video, I show you guys how to make these fender flares. So I made these out of tubes or some electrical conduit and sheet metal, bent them up, welded them together. Luckily my father-in-law is a great body guy and he made it look seamless, like they're supposed to be there. They look stock in my opinion, like I love them. Then I got another Smitty built bumper up front here, more D-rings just for the hell of it. This is a Canadian Tire winch. It's not like one of the best winches that like most guys have, but it still does amazing. I have yet to have issues with it, and I don't do anything crazy with this Jeep anyways. I got some LED headlights. I got LED fog lights and turn signals. So this actually has the orange. You can kind of see there's the orange LEDs in the middle there, and then there's white. These are for fog lights. I can't really run these because they're so bright, so I don't do them on the road, but they're really good. They were kind of a pain in the ass to wire, but I got those going. So this thing has a 4-inch lift kit, 33-inch tires. I got the slip yoke eliminator kit from Tom Woods with a rear drive shaft, front drive shaft. The only thing I gotta do really that I have been kind of putting back is the rear axle, the rear pinion I should say, needs to be re-angled so that my drive shaft lines up better, because I got slight vibrations right now, but other than that, my next thing is I want to be able to permanently take off the hardtop because I don't want to run any doors, no top, nothing. But that's all involved with the garage door. So I can talk a little bit about what's going on with this. So this is our garage here. It's pretty big, but there's not much headroom. But right now there's no access to get a car in and out easily. There is one on the far side over there, I can show you that. But what I want to do is put a garage door here, and I'm currently working on doing that right now. Now, what I'm really excited about right now is this project here. I always wanted to make a car that went fast, you know. My Jeep, it's fun. I love my Jeep. I drive it all the time just to go get groceries, whatever it may be, just cruise around with the doors off. It's the best feeling ever. But I'm only going the speed limit, which I'm always going to be going the speed limit. I'm always going the speed limit. But sometimes, maybe not. So, that's where this comes in. This is a 97 Prelude that I picked up for very cheap. The engine had major oil leaks all over the place. So that is coming out with this huge cherry picker. Now the plan with this Prelude is to make it go fast. And what I had in mind to do it was to pull this H22 out to 2.2 and replace it with a Chevy 350 that my father-in-law has given me. It came out of a 72 Monte Carlo, I believe. So we're gonna try to use that. We still gotta kind of shop around to see what kind of transmission I want to run, but we're converting this from front wheel drive to rear wheel drive. So there's a lot that's going on here. I had a few buddies come over and we started taking some parts out of the engine bay. So what we started with was with these axles. Those came out since we're not going to need them anymore. The rad came out since I'm gonna have to upgrade the rad. Airbox, everything's coming out because none of this stuff's gonna fit anymore because I'm going with a 350. So today there's actually two things that I'm gonna be working on. Is removing the exhaust because my father-in-law wants to come over later tonight and he's gonna help me tinker with some more stuff in the engine bay. But I figured if I can get the exhaust out of the way and just unhook everything, that'll give us that much more less to do to pull the engine out. And then also I've been trying to think ahead for the project because I don't really know what I'm gonna do for a lot of the build. I'm kind of learning as I go, but one of the biggest hurdles is gonna be the rear axle. I know I wanna make it rear wheel drive and there's a few ways that I can do it. I'm just trying to weigh out the pros and cons of different ways, whether I wanna go solid axle or independent suspension in the back. I don't know what I wanna do. Anyways, I want to get started. I'm going to start ripping apart the exhaust from underneath so that way when my father-in-law gets here, we have less to do later. So stay tuned. All right, well, I kind of took a little bit of a break. And then I got back to it and I forgot to start recording, but a buddy of mine came by and helped out. We got a little bit done. What we did was, my goal was to get the exhaust manifold off and start disassembling the rest of the exhaust underneath because we're not reusing that part of the exhaust. We're not reusing any of the exhaust. So I'll show you that. So that's the block with the manifolds out. Here's the manifold here. So basically right now I got the car on stands. It's up in the air so that I can slide underneath, and I'm going to start undoing the exhaust all the way down to the back there. That's it. That's the entire exhaust out. Won't be needing this because I'm going to be routing my drive shaft and the rear axle. I'm focusing on all that first, and then the exhaust will come later. So the more stuff I can get out of the way, the better. So I managed to get the exhaust off today, and then my father-in-law stopped by and dropped off some goodies. So today's been a really good day. I'll show you what he brought me. So he brought me this engine stand and a shell of a transmission similar to the size that we're thinking of getting, and just for mock-up. And then this is the block that I'm going to be using. It's a 350 4-bolt main out of a 72 Monte Carlo. And what we're going to do is we're going to mount the bell housing onto the block, and we're going to put it on the cherry picker. Once we pull this engine, and we're going to use this just to mock it up. That's a empty shell, so it's super light. There's no heads or anything or crank or anything on this, so it's not as heavy as it could be. So it should be pretty light for that cherry picker at least. And then we're going to remove this, pull it out, make a huge hole in the firewall. Probably I'm going to have to gut this entire interior, which is a shame because it's actually pretty nice. But transmission is going to be sitting in here, and yeah. I'm excited. Today was a very productive day. And I'll keep you guys updated with this build because it's very exciting, and can't wait to show you guys what we do next. So I'll see you next time.